Welcome to Madonna University's EDU 5890, Legal and Ethical Issues in Educational Leadership. I am Dr. Clint Bourne, and this is the introductory video for the class. I am the course developer and will facilitate your learning. America has become an increasingly litigious society, which is probably no surprise to you. According to a recent survey, 25% of all secondary schools have been involved in all sorts of lawsuits, from accidental injuries to disciplinary disputes. This survey indicated that there has been a dramatic increase in litigation involving schools and its personnel over previous years. Without a doubt, this trend will continue. Federal and state statutes, case law, and administrative rules challenge classroom teachers and school administrators daily. For teachers and administrators, unfortunately, the possibility of legal missteps are ever present. Educators are expected to know the law and act within their boundaries. When an individual or district is involved in a legal conflict, the drain on emotions, funds, and relationships can be devastating. When educators fail to follow the legal guidance that regulate their conduct as they protect students or staff rights, it's a big news item as journalists, bloggers, and television reporters are quick to point out the blunder. Knowing how to perform in a lawful manner is critical to keep you, your school, and the district out of the headlines. This course intends to inform you about federal and Michigan laws, as well as significant court cases relative to PK through 12 American education. These understandings will prepare you to apply legal knowledge in meaningful ways. Thus, this course is content specific. The text, School Law and the Public Schools, is a practical guide for educational leaders by Nathan Essex, offers worthy content, although the author gets too deep in the weeds on some topics, meaning that he sometimes details several court cases that are not landmark cases that change the trajectory of staff rights, student rights, and other educational topics. My approach is to highlight those landmark cases and statutes and Blackboard modules that define or change administrators' legal actions. To navigate through these challenging courses successfully, you should first look over the modular introduction, goals, terms, and pertinent legal references in Blackboard to familiarize yourself with weekly topics. Pay particular attention to the terms you do not know. Understanding the legal terminology provides you a good base for content. The goals, terms, and legal references will also prepare you for quizzes. You should then casually read the text assigned section noted on the syllabus and signified in Blackboard. You now can see modules 1 and 2. Next week, you will see modules 1, 2, and 3. This type of progression will continue throughout the course because I do not want you to get too far ahead nor become too overwhelmed. After reviewing the goals, terms, and legal references, along with the reading, you are now ready to proceed through the module's tasks. You should work through each modular activities as presented because the information often builds upon itself. Modular content via videos, podcasts, Word documents, and websites emphasize vital text material. The tasks in each module are formal learning, not casual learning, meaning you should take notes on each module's content relative to their goals, terms, and relevant legal references. The key for remembering the legal references is to write down a sentence or two for each with pertinence to day-to-day district and/or school operations. I will supplement significant content in the module not specifically addressed in the text. For example, I've been tracking legal issues over the years, which are not mentioned in the book, such as those related to Catholic schools and technology issues in today's environment. Overall, for the course, I take a little different content path than the text. I begin with the legal system, as does the text, but then we will review laws and U.S. Supreme Court cases involving staff rights, including due process, employment, discrimination, discipline, and dismissal, along with staff liability. We will next investigate legal issues related to religion in public schools, school safety, and school desegregation. After those modules, we will then examine laws and U.S. Supreme Court cases involving students' rights, discipline, educational records, attendance, and instructional programming. After you have a solid foundation on student legal issues, we will dig deeper into statutes and U.S. Supreme Court cases involving disabled student rights. We conclude the course by exploring legal concerns in school finance. Throughout the course, your content understanding on basic knowledge will be assessed via 5 quizzes, 5 assignments, 2 case studies, and 5 threaded discussion posts entitled You Make the Call. To prepare for each of the 5 quizzes, you should use the goals, terms, identified statutes and cases in each module to steer your study, because the quizzes will be guided by them. If you understand what each goal asks of you, you will do fine on the quizzes. We will review each quiz content in a Zoom meeting before the quiz. For the quizzes, you may not use notes because the questions will be information that today's teachers and administrators should know as practical knowledge. Academic honor and integrity are fundamental ethical values. In addition to the content, the course requires you to apply understanding of the law in 5 threaded discussion posts. Your application of the law will be assessed through real-life scenarios in threaded discussion posts. For each threaded discussion, each of you will be given a different scenario to analyze based on text reading and module information. You will be assigned a scenario number, which will remain the same for you the entire course. To properly post an initial comment in the threaded discussion, look in Module 1 for an exemplar, then copy, paste, and save it for future reference. After examining the legal guidance regarding your specific scenario, you will determine what actions you must take. Of course, your actions are guided by federal statute, Michigan law, or case law, which you must identify. After everyone has posted their initial response, you then must read each classmate's initial post and evaluate their answers based on the module's content. Look in Module 1 for the proper way to post a reply response. While reading other students' initial posts, you will also be reviewing the course content. Besides the threaded discussions, you will analyze 2 cases. These authentic cases from a legal perspective require you to evaluate a more specific situation or complex than the scenarios. For the 2 case studies, an example response will be provided to you to assist you in reporting correctly. Other assignments include writing an official reprimand letter and the legal review of your district board policies or handbooks, student handbook, emergency operation plan, and acceptable use policy. By the end of the course, you should have a solid knowledge of the federal laws, Michigan laws, and case law that educators face daily and ways to handle specific situations legally. At mandatory Zoom sessions, you'll be given an opportunity to ask questions about the course, content, and assignments. If you have questions before Zoom meetings, please email me. If you would like to talk with me in person, my phone number is posted in Blackboard. Before we conclude this course introduction, I want to give you some specifics about my training, experience, and background with school law. Beyond my formal training, I have attended numerous legal workshops and participated in various meetings that introduced laws, such as the Family and Medical Leave Act. Often in my role as a principal or superintendent, I introduced new laws to the staff, and ultimately we implemented them in the district. I am proud of my record in not having a single lawsuit filed against my district nor staff during my watch. I taught school law and advanced school law for many years at Franciscan University of Steubenville before retiring. I also have presented numerous legal seminars on topics such as cyberbullying and staff employment. Additionally, I have stayed current with federal laws and researched Michigan law while developing the course. This concludes the course introduction. I am looking forward to this course, excited to get to know each of you, and enthused about helping you stay out of legal hot water and protect your assets. Enjoy the course.